Introduction. In this interaction, we will go through the steps of setting the day and time on the Z-Stat CT30E thermostat. Step 1. Press Menu. Press the Menu button. This will take you to the menu screen. Step 2. Day of the week. Press in the Day of the Week area until you get to the day of the week you need. Step 3. Time arrows. Press the time arrows to move the time forward or backwards. Press and hold the time arrow down to move the time even faster. Step 4. Home screen. Touch House to go back to the home screen. Firmware and radio version. Introduction. In this interaction, we will look at firmware and radio version information. We will also look at adding a thermostat to the Z-Wave network. Check the version information. To check version information, have the unit in off mode. Now press the lower right corner of the screen. Firmware version will come up. Use the arrows to cycle through the left and right radio. Understanding the numbers. If radio firmware version ends in 9, you need to reset the thermostat. Radio firmware ending in 0 indicates that the radio is operating on a battery. If radio firmware ends in 1, then the radio is operating off of a C wire. Please note, if you attach a C wire and it still shows 0 or 9, you will need to reset the thermostat. If there is no radio in the slot, you will not see a version. Battery. When the thermostat is running on battery, the radio sleeps and only wakes up for 4 nanoseconds per second. When operating on battery, the Z-Wave master controller needs to support beaming for it to work. Keep in mind, when using beaming, response will be slower. Adding thermostat to Z-Wave. To add the thermostat to a Z-Wave network, follow instructions for adding devices from your master controller. First, on the thermostat, press Menu. Next, press Mate. Select Radio to Mate if you have more than one. Now press Mate again. The unit will show the link once it's mated. Note, if the thermostat says link when you get it, you will need to unbind or unmate before you bind to your network. Now let's take a look at the procedural checklist. System operations. First, verify that the current system is operating properly. Next, turn off the power to the furnace or air handler. Then, determine your type of heating system. Wiring. Remove the thermostat cover to expose the back plane with wires. Now label the wires before removing them. Identify the wiring diagram in your install manual. If you need help, email tfinlinson@2gig.com or call us at 855-244-4832 between the hours of 0800 to 2400 Eastern Standard Time, 7 days a week. Once determined, cross-reference the new thermostat and remove the wires and back plane. New thermostat. Next, you'll want to mount the new thermostat. Wire the new thermostat according to the cross-reference. Set the switches according to the manual. Put the batteries in the thermostat and reset the thermostat. Now put the thermostat in auto fan and off. The procedural checklist for the Z-Stat CT30E. Do the HVAC setup. Turn the power to furnace or air handler back on. Now test the system start with the fan, then move to heat and then cool. Now let's take a look at troubleshooting. The display is not coming on. Make sure there is a good set of name brand alkaline batteries in the unit. If a C wire is connected, remove it and see if it works on batteries alone. The C wire may be bad. No fan in heat. Turn the fan to the on position and see if it comes on. If so, is heat blowing? If yes, check to see that the fan switch is in the electric position. If not, put it there and reset the thermostat. If the fan fails to start in on position, it may be a problem with the fan or the fan wire, that is the G connection. To test this, remove the RH-RC wire and the G wire and twist them together. The fan should come on. If not, the problem is not in the thermostat. No heat in a conventional heating system. First, turn off the power. Take the top cover off and remove the RH and W wires. Strip them back if they're not stripped. You'll want to make sure that some copper is showing. Now twist together the RH and W wires, then turn the power back on. Leave them together for about 15 minutes. During this time, the furnace should run non-stop for the full time the wires are together. If the furnace fails to start, or say it stops before you take the wires apart, then you have a furnace problem and the thermostat is probably okay. No cool in a conventional AC system. First, take the top cover off the thermostat and turn off the power. Remove the following wires, the RC, Y, and G. Strip each wire back a bit. Now twist the RC, the Y, and G together. Turn the power back on, and the compressor outside should start along with the inside fan. If it does start, let it run for 5 to 10 minutes and make sure it blows cold air. If it works correctly, then rewire the thermostat. Make sure the wires go through both holes and then tighten them down. Try it again, and if it still doesn't work, then it is a thermostat problem. If it doesn't turn on, or it blows warm, then these are an AC problem. Troubleshooting a heat pump system that cools in heat mode and heats in cool mode. This is mostly caused by the reversing valve wire being on the wrong terminal. If there is a wire on O but not on B, then put the old O wire back on B. Now, if there is a wire on B and not on O, then put the old B wire on O and then try it again. Who do I contact with questions? For specific questions, contact technical support. Email tfinlinson@2gig.com. You can also phone us at 855-244-4832 between the hours of 0800 and 2400 Eastern Standard Time, 7 days per week.